series. Both teams are 4-1 right now. The winner will take first place in the group, the loser second place. So both still moving on, but they are playing for the all-important seeding in the quarterfinals. So that's what's on the line here for this matchup. Excited to be here. As I said, though, I'm joined by Snoopy. How you doing again, buddy?
I'm doing good after we came off that first game, which was actually surprising to me. But I really enjoyed that game, and I'm looking forward to doing this one too.
That was a surprising game. I mean, still looking back at it, again, Fit's never really been a team for me that's been too impressive, but they did look pretty solid, and I think both of us agree that really that was Fit outplaying tdM. I don't think tdM was completely throwing that game by any means. So
probably not. No, I think that tdM just had the. They might have been experimenting with the Madman.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was exactly a solid strategy that they had worked down.
That's true. That is true. That's definitely a fair point. So maybe it wasn't 100%, but still.
They banned the Armadon. Not surprised.
Don't want to deal with that guy again. He did too well for you. So now that did leave open a couple of heroes. But before we get into that too much, so let's look at the bans here. So the ban, let's just go in the order since I do that in front of me. We got Bubbles, Ophelia, Magmus, Tempest, Moraxis, Glacius, Silhouette, and Armadon. So those are the 8 bans, as you said. The final ban, Armadon by tdM right there. Don't want to ban here. Now a hero that was left open was Tundra, as we see already picked up here. First pick by Fit, and it's been a while since we've actually seen a Tundra because he has been banned so much. But then you also got, heroes like Pebbles. Magebane unbanned this time around. We'll see if we see him here. But Pebbles and Infora starting picks over tdM, very strong. But what do you think of these bans?
The bans, I know Moraxis is consistently banned because of how tanky he is. And I know B-Kid loves playing Moraxis. But pretty much the same bans as last time, except, well, not really, actually. Magmus and Bubbles both banned by Fit. I guess they didn't want those used against them because they probably had some idea for their first pick, so they didn't want to lose either one of those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true, actually, seeing those 2 banned. So, the Glacius ban as well, definitely. Not a hero we see all too often banned.
I think they banned that last game, too.
Was it? I guess you're right, yeah. We did see in that first game, so that would make sense. All right, though, but now the picks. The Tundra first pick. Do you agree with that, with the heroes that were on the board?
Well, it depends on the team, really. If you have a good Tundra player, like tdM obviously has a decent Tundra player, Moon Meander, but Tundra gives just that extra, he has that superior magic stun, but he also has that bird, and that bird is, if you're good with that bird, then you just have a whole nother level of vision, and sometimes that can be great. If you don't have to ward runes, I mean, it's nice, and you probably want to do that, but you really don't have to.
I've always been a fan of stating Tundra is arguably the highest skill cap here in the game because of that Shiver. I mean, if you are using that Shiver efficiently as the better players, as you said, Moon Meander, a fantastic Tundra player, great example there, you will... that'll really, really amplify your chance of success. It's a moving ward, and I mean, why? What's better than a moving ward? I mean, having vision and top tier play here in competitive heroes in New Earth is so important, as any player would tell you. So, I definitely agree with you there on that point. Now that did leave open, as I stated, that Pebbles and Infora combination to be picked up right off the bat here from Trademark Esports. So that's a scary combination to face against always. Trademark Esports has it in their hands.
And if they do really well, I mean, they didn't really give away any other lane but one lane, because that's going to be a lane.
Yeah.
So they can really go anywhere from there.
Of course, B-Kid readying up right away with the Pebbles. That's
the Hulk Pebbles.
That's actually a good point to bring up, too. The Hulk Pebbles, going to be seen. I don't know if I've actually seen him yet. No, we have seen him a couple times, actually. He actually kicks people when he does his chuck, which is funny. Good. You see the Avengers?
I did, yeah.
Did you like it?
I did like it.
I liked it, too. It was a good movie. Hulk was pretty funny in that. Anyways, enough about that. Valkyrie and Plague Rider, the follow-up picks here for Trademark Esports. As you were saying, nothing too obvious with what they had initially. Now getting more of an idea of what the lanes possibly will look like, but still, not too much certainty there. They could finish off with a jungle. Obviously, you got your Parasite and your Keeper the Forest on the board, but they could finish off with perhaps a lane partner for that Valkyrie or that Plague Rider. Could be interesting. So the final picks over there on Fit, though, are coming out, and how about that? So Wretched Agony and Luna were the follow-ups, and then Hammerstorm Wild Soul to finish things off here for Fit. So their 5-man lineup's ready to go. What do you make of their setup over there?
Well, the thing about Hammerstorm and Luna is they can roam, and you basically have, well, actually, no, they can't because it's a wild soul, but they'll probably end up laning together. But, you know, I like that lane because the dual stun lane, it's really strong.
Mm-hmm.
Any dual stun's going to be, you know, pretty strong. They're probably going to want to put it up against, probably the Valkyrie is probably what it's going to get put up against. And then Nymphora and Devour. Wait,
All
yeah,
right.
Nymphora, Devour.
You think it's going to be Nymphora Devour? It's probably
It could be either one,
Devour.
actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
You're right, yeah. I was... Cause,
You saw those two.
yeah. You're right. I don't even know what I'm thinking. Plague Rider, Devour, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's both teams going with some
Strong lanes.
interesting picks there. Yeah, definitely right. I mean, strong lanes, but final picks. I mean, Wild Soul and Devour, the two final picks of this game. Can't say I saw that coming. So we'll start with Fit over here, though. You were mentioning, very likely could see an Luna Hammerstorm lane, and I think that makes sense with the lineup that they have, of course. But that, and I would also get from that very likely Hammerstorm's going to be the focus of farm. Or would you think that? I mean, that he's going to be the focus of farm in the lane, and would you rather have a Luna?
Well...
It is being played by Panny, so...
Yeah,
Kind
I don't know, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Hammerstorm's strong, and he can get super strong, with his ult and everything. It gives him a lot of physical damage, so it's another aspect that they might want to do. They might want to get him a portal key as soon as possible. So they may give him the farm, but giving the Luna the farm I don't think is bad. Because, you can have either one of these heroes actually roam, too. You could have the Luna stay top if it's against a solo, like a solo Valkyrie. The Luna could stay against that, and then Hammerstorm can roam between top and mid.
Very true. That's actually a really good point to bring up, I think. So, we'll see. We'll see what Fit ultimately decides to do. Again, the reason why I said Panty playing Luna, of course, is that he usually does play the support for his team, but we'll see. We'll see what they ultimately decide to do. Unfortunately, the suspense is going to kill us a little bit longer, because, of course, we are sitting in a pause here to get things kicked off. But the Wild Soul pick, though, again, that final pick there, I mean, it definitely... We don't see Wild Soul too often on the competitive scene. He did have his time where he was just very dominant, but things changed. So, what do you think about this Wild Soul pickup here? I mean, how do you think they're going to use it?
Well, they did bring it last, so I think what they realized is that, there's not anyone who can act. I mean, Plague Rider maybe can sit on the Wild Soul in the jungle, but it's not like any hero that can really mess with Wild Soul unless you take it from your lane and just move the entire lane in there and to mess up the Wild Soul. He's one of those heroes that if you have a lot of mobile heroes, like if you had a Luna Hammerstorm on the other team, you probably wouldn't want to pick a Wild Soul. But I think they realize that they don't have great heroes to roam and take him out without it being blatantly obvious.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we'll see. Obviously, looks like we may be getting back here. But, yeah, I'm intrigued to see how Probusk does here on this Wild Soul. And, I do also wonder, are we going to see that quick Mach Rush? I mean, that seems to be the very popular go-to build when we did see Wild Soul when he was very popular, of course. And, big benefit of that is it's a great anti-portal key tool, as well as just excellent harassing tool in general with that Mach Brilliance on the Beardulon. Or Bobo. Why do I say Beardulon still? It's now Bobo, damn it. I'm glad it is.
They nerfed the bear, though.
Yeah.
Just the bear.
Just the bear. And so, but on that point, obviously Pebbles, you expect him to get a portal key, so that could be great against harassing against that. Do you expect him to go for that early mock? I mean, is that going to be the rush here?
It probably is because I don't know what else he could get. What else would he get?
Yeah. Soul's Bulwark.
Well, yeah, I guess if you wanted to push towers, because the bear's fantastic at pushing towers, but I don't know. He's actually jungling opposite jungle.
Yeah, he is. Wow. I was actually looking at that, but it didn't even hit me until you said that. Yeah, Hammerstorm and Luna are going to be that lane, so as we kind of expected. But yeah, Wild Soul going to be going to the Hellborn jungle, so definitely. Now, Wild Soul not necessarily a gank aggressive jungler by any means. He can, sure, especially if when he gets that entangle on the bear, but it's
kind of random.
It's very random, to say the least. So, I think this definitely has a lot to do with, they probably they think that tdM thinks he's going to be in the Legion jungle, so might as well try to hide himself in the Hellborn jungle and maximize his farm over there, so he doesn't have to worry about blocks and whatnot. So, but yeah, we'll see how that works out for him. But the Hellborn team, though, it is going to be the Devour Plague Rider lane at bottom. Of course, you got your middle lane in Pebbles Nymphora, and that does leave Valkyrie to solo the short lane top, and 1 versus 2 for her. But the 2 versus 1 lanes both for tdM in their favor, so that's the good news here. And that does make you wonder, should we expect to see some early adjustments here from Fit as a result of this?
You might see one of the supports move to mid, but because I think that Tundra's going to get, he's not going to do too well. He's going to be able to use his piercing shards to get maybe, creep kill there, here or there, but I really don't think he's going to do well at all.
See, this is the interesting thing, though. Now, Hammerstorm, he did go Hatchet and Buckler, so, of course, that's basically making a statement that, yes, he is going to be the go-to farm one, being played by Sequence here. Now, Aluna could obviously roam to the middle lane and start to support this Tundra, as you're kind of maybe suggesting there, that to help him out, because it isn't very ideal whatsoever. But that would leave Hammerstorm 1 versus 1 against a Valkyrie, and I don't know if that necessarily would be the most ideal. Now, maybe he could get some efficient farm, but it definitely wouldn't be nearly as maximized as it is, of course, with the Luna here. So that's really what it comes down here for Fit is, how big do they want this Hammerstorm to get, I think is the case. And, how sacrificed do they want to be on this Tundra and Wretched Hag, specifically Tundra, who is taking a lot of pressure in the middle lane in the meantime. And we'll have to fall all the way back to the tower as B-Kid and Z-Freak right here just go back to farming themselves. So really some tough decisions to be made here from Fit in this laning phase.
Yeah, I think, I don't know really, when you do lanes like this, you know you're going to be giving up a couple lanes, but I don't know if you want to give up 2. I mean, just for a Hammerstorm's farm, maybe if it was another hero, like something that's going to carry, like a Mage Bane or a Sand Wraith or something like that, it might actually be worth it.
Yeah.
But I don't
Are you saying Hammerstorm can't carry, sir?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you're basically letting a Pebbles get early farm. You're letting, Devour.
Yeah.
He's annoying, but he's still a hero. I wouldn't want to get farm. It's more the the sacrificing of a Wretched Hag for Hammerstorm farm. I don't think it's worth it in the end.
Well,
I think they're gonna have some serious problems with this Pebbles, though.
Yeah, it's pretty certain by now. I mean, we're only 2.5 minutes in, obviously, but at this point, you would have expected a change if that was going to happen. So, they seem pretty committed to this strategy of just saying, we're going to get Hammerstorm maximum farm, and we understand that Pebbles and Devour are both going to get very good themselves, especially Pebbles in this middle lane. And they're going to start snowballing. Obviously, both of those heroes you think snowball, that Pebbles and Devour, you could even say is a definition of snowball, especially with this Cadaver armor. So, that is going to be scary for Finn. And I do wonder, how they're going to respond to that. Wild Soul, now at the same time, let's not forget about him. He, of course, is sitting in that Hellborn jungle, as we stated, and kind of just having a good time in there. So, we'll keep an eye on his farm and how it progresses throughout this game. And you got to figure, especially with this setup, that Wild Soul is going to be a huge figure in this game for Better Looking Than You. I mean, they really need him to have very efficient time there in that jungle. Was there a hook? Or
Trouf almost had it. Yeah, he just missed him just by a little bit.
Hey, when you react like a whoop like that, it's usually the Devour arrow or the Devour hook, or I guess the Valkyrie arrow too. But Trouf Mador attempting the hook but not hitting. Now he did go another build, or he is going 2-2 so far. So he does not go with Cadaver armor at level 4. So
he's looking to catch him and kill him as soon as as quick as possible.
Yeah, that makes sense there. Of course, that will take away from the stack starting to add up as soon as possible. But
wow, Aluna put a lot of damage out for being on level. Well, I guess Nymphora is level 3 too, but took her down to below half health. The Nymphora. But I don't like this Pebbles, because basically what you're doing is you're leaving Aluna and Wretched Hag both going to be lower levels, and Pebbles, those 2 heroes right there, Pebbles is he's gonna feed off them. He won't be able to stay in lane without any help.
Now, obviously a benefit here for our Legion team is they do have Tundra going back to him, and that Shiver, as under-leveled and under-farmed as he is going to be in this early game stage, the Shiver will be very useful against this Pebbles and Nymphora combination. So, but of course, even as powerful as the Shiver is, he can only be in one place. Exactly. I mean, he cannot be everywhere. And of course, Nymphora, that's what helps make the hero, that she can port anywhere. So, and you're right. I mean, that Pebbles and Nymphora combination, Pebbles specifically, they are going to feed off these really squishy heroes, such as the Hag, such as the Aluna, who are getting underfarmed here in the earlier stage of this game. So yeah, I really am feeling for Fit right now, that they're in a very difficult situation. And you keep looking back at this Hammerstorm. I mean, his farm, it is up there, 330 gold per minute as expected. He does have Steam Boots, but he still is actually losing to that Pebbles. When it comes to GPM, maybe losing even more. Oh, the Zeal Stun does not hit. And so Tundra will live to tell the tale that was getting initiated by the Hulk. Pebbles, and I'm talking too much. But anyways, he is surviving. We still don't have a Bloodlust kill coming up to the 6-minute mark, but something tells me I don't think that's going to last too much longer here.
Yeah, I don't think so either. The only thing is the Devourer, he's also at the same GPM pretty much as, well, not anymore, but he was at the same GPM as Hammerstorm. So, up top.
Yeah, we do have the Haste Rune initiation up here. As we see a great Zeal Stone coming out. There's the Pebbles. Bloodlust kill coming out with his Stalagmite Chuck combination. And then, did he bottle up the Haste Rune? No, that just picked up by Nymphora, it looks like, actually. So, she also gets the Haste Rune. So, a great Bloodlust kill coming out for the trademark. And again, as expected, comes out shortly. And now, you were just talking about how they were kind of close, but now Pebbles, a good 60 GPM ahead of that Hammerstorm now.
Yeah, I was saying that the Devourer he was pretty much on par with Hammerstorm for a minute there. So, even though Hammerstorm's getting great farm, so is Devourer. Yeah. And then there's Pebbles, who's getting even more farm. So, I don't like it at all.
Yeah,
I really don't.
I agree. I mean, that goal for minute chart is very intimidating right now for our Legion team. It's definitely in favor of Trademark Esports. But again, you know, Hammerstorm, he's on his way. And I am curious, actually, if he does rush that portal key. Figuring that with this farm, you know, he can get that portal key pretty early on here, and maybe that'll be the kind of their answer to be the ones to jump first, if anything. Nymphora, by the way, getting caught right here by RNG. Great piercing shards coming out on top of Aluna, also supporting, and Nymphora will fall. So there's that RNG we talked about. The Entangle comes out from Bobo and sets up a kill on Nymphora. So, and Yolam getting the assist gold as well as experience out of that as well, some very much needed, mind you. So a good kill right there by our Legion team, but again, it was on Nymphora, and Pebbles is still very, very strong right now. So
yeah, he picked something up. I guess he picked up his ring.
He has something being delivered? No, nothing on the courier yet. I guess.
Oh, he finished. Oh, he must have finished his team.
Yeah. Oh, top lane. Yeah, I actually missed that. But Valkyrie getting taken out by Aluna with the power throw. Looks like Hammerstorm was the one to initiate first with the stun. Meanwhile, at the bottom lane, Wretched get a blink away in time. Trophador chasing, though, has the hook. Can he hit the hook, or will he dodge? He's just going to run up. There goes the hook right there, making sure to get as close as possible, to make it as easy as possible. And indeed, he did. So, Johannes fan on Wretched Hag, just a little bit too difficult for him, as he ends up falling. So good kill right there coming out from Devour at the bottom lane. As you see the Courier destroyed by Pebbles in the meantime. Aluna actually getting caught. Are we going to see an Entangle Stun once again? No, we're not. The Zeal Stun going to hit on the back end as well, and she'll be fine for now. But Tundra, Cold Shoulder in, the power throw on top, and yes, it is enough to set up the kill. So Nymphora finding herself a couple times now in some very deadly spots, and, you know, giving them a couple of kills. So right now, Fit, you know, that's going to be the saving grace, perhaps, of them starting to climb back into this game. I guess, you know, it's only 8.5 minutes, but
yeah,
that's going to help them a lot.
They're playing it extremely well. They're getting the picks where they need them. With that Nymphora down, you see the Pebbles has to stand all the way back. Up, and wow, the Hag returns a kill onto Trophador.
I apologize for my horrible camera work, but indeed, a Wretched Hag does take out Devour at the bottom lane. Sonar Scream and Bat Blast being used right there to do so. So yeah, great revenge kill for him, and right now we're looking at a 4-2 hero kill advantage in favor of Fit. So maybe we were getting a little bit too ahead of ourselves. Maybe Fit actually was pretty comfortable this whole time, and you know, as it's working out, it seems like Hammerstorm, by the way, it does look like he is going straight for a portal key, as he has 2,000 gold saved up. So
yeah, that's going to be good. I mean, he can hop on heroes like Plague Rider and Nymphora, and they should be able to have enough follow-up to hopefully take him out. But it's definitely a good pickup. It's probably, I guess, if that's what they intended from right from the beginning was just get a fast portal key, and then they were going to group up and take towers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the case of what it looks like they're doing is just, you know, outracing this Hellborn team was really what it comes down to. I mean, they have a very good movement team themselves. We keep talking about Pebbles, Nymphora, Devour, how much roam potential they have, and, you know, how that gotcha potential. But our Legion team, you know, you got your Tundra, your Hag, your Hammerstorm if he gets that portal key. Luna can also be a very good roamer, as we talked about earlier. So I think that's definitely what Fit is kind of having the mindset of, you know, we're just going to have to compete when it comes to just being aggressive, just like they were that first game. We're going to really have to be relentless with our play and, you know, kind of distract, if anything, for this Wild Soul to get his farm really up there. And by the way, speaking of Wild Soul, he does have Ghost Marches actually finished on Boo Boo here, so going for those first. And Ring of Teacher was actually purchased on Hammerstorm, so he decides to get that finished first, but I still wonder if Portal Key is going to be in the works. But here we go with a little bit of a push now, so here comes that point now for Fit to make some pushing happen.
They didn't have one at top lane, which is why he grabbed it. It's just to push the tower. I mean, I couldn't really see any other reason for him to get it.
Yeah, that was kind of random, but that does make sense at the same time. We do see Wretched Hag actually getting picked up at the bottom lane. Again, Devour just a little bit too strong for him. It seems like Pork coming up top from Plague Hunter. That tower goes down as we see Pebbles also jumping in. The arrow will miss, but look at Hammerstorm with that ultimate activated. He will get hit by the Stalagmite, so gets chucked away, and he ends up dying as a result. So good counter kill at least coming out right there. And it ends up being 2 kills in total for Hellborn team. Of course, Wretched Hag dying at the bottom lane. But the tower did go down in our Legion's team favor. And Hammerstorm definitely bought something right before he died. I'm guessing it was the portal key. So
yep, or an ultimate orb. It probably would have had to have been the portal key, though.
Yeah. So he does get that out
unless
of the way.
he's playing a trick on us.
Unless he goes... Yeah. I mean, Soul's Borg. I guess I wouldn't put it too much past that. But
yeah, no, I wouldn't. That's not weird.
Yeah.
It's not strange or anything.
Let's see, what is it? Where's he at? There it is. Okay, it is Portal Key. In fact, he's going to force the middle lane because initiation happening. We see the avalanche coming out of Pebbles. Where's Hammerstorm? Can he get there in time? Will he jump in? Yes, he does. There's that stun. He stuns Nymphora, actually, instead of Pebbles, who was already going to be killed. So probably a smart decision from Hammerstorm right there. But it doesn't look like it's going to be enough to set up the kill on Nymphora. So I was a little bit curious about that, but actually it does make sense. You know, they had the guaranteed kill. Might as well try to pick somebody else up as well. But alas, wasn't able to. However, more pushing coming out right now from Better Looking Than You. So, again, this idea of just taking a little bit quicker here for our Legion team of taking that the Hellborn side before they can. Devour actually getting caught out right here. Yeah, what is he doing exactly? He's taking a lot of damage. And, oh, the Plague are going to come out, though. That's going to do a lot of damage. A great play. Oh, but Wild Soul. That's the downside about having a minion next to. It will bounce back and forth. Gets the kill. Luna also picked off. So, initially a case of what the hell is Trough doing? Well, I guess he was baiting for his team. Yeah. Worked out pretty well, I must say.
I just looked at the map and I saw him surrounded by 3 heroes. I'm like, what? Where's he going?
Yeah. That sucks for Wild Soul. It's always unfortunate when you do have that Plague coming out and you're like, ah, crap, my minion's next to me. That didn't help. It's a good job spreading by the heroes, but again, yeah, he just kind of got caught out. But that was a great return there from our Hellborn team. So again, the tower kill was killed in favor of the Legion side, so there's the benefit, but tdM does hold it off and looking pretty solid for them as B-Kid, he is now on his way to his portal key. And that's, as we keep going back to, that's where we expect things to start taking off here for Trademark Esports, so we'll have to wait and see.
I actually thought he was going to get it a lot earlier.
Yeah, that's true.
Because, but I think Fit just did what they had to do, and they held him back. Not even by killing him, by killing his lane support. Z-Freak died twice, and I just think that's probably something that's definitely, saving grace at the moment.
Yeah.
The fact that they push more towers.
Yeah, obviously another tower kill happening right there. So, yeah, I think you're right, though. Getting those couple of kills in Nymphora, as we stated, when those happens, kind of a big deal here for our Legion team. And perhaps giving them that little bit of help, the little bit of momentum that they were looking for. Double damage rune spawning right here, right next to Hammerstorm. That's a very dangerous rune for him to have, especially with that ultimate activated. Now, the Warden Sight was just placed by Sender, so they do see him pick it up. So I don't know if he's going to be able to use this to kill anybody, but may just go farm with it. Meanwhile, at the bottom lane, Nymphora porting in with Pebbles. It looks like he now has a portal key, and Luna's walking up. So is Wretched Hag. Oh, they're both in a lot of trouble right now. In comes Pebbles, and Wretched Hag just falls to the ground. Penny's like, well, that came out of nowhere. I'm just going to throw a stick right here and do nothing else. So nothing more that he could have done, though. That's the power of Nymphora Pebbles, and it has begun now.
Huh. They just arrowed the Shiver.
Lol, that's always
It
funny.
looked funny.
That's always funny. Random arrow. Gets a shiver kill out of it, no big deal. But yeah, so Pebbles getting that portal key now, though, again, as expected. In fact, he's going to jump Wild Soul right here. There's that combination, and just nothing from Wild Soul. He just died before he hit the ground, it seemed like.
Yeah, I think he was up kind of far, though, if you really look at where he was standing.
Yeah.
He's got, like, I mean, his teammates actually stacked the jungle for him. I mean, I guess that's not specifically for him, maybe, but it wouldn't be bad for him to be in there right now, you know?
Yeah.
He didn't have to be farming mid like that.
Yeah, that was a little bit out of position, no doubt, for Probusker right there. But Hammerstorm had something else I noticed, too, that he indeed is going stats. Of course, he did go the 1 level into Galvanize and his ultimate, but other than that, he does have the points in the stats. So getting those earlier on, and, you know, with the way that he is farming and with how important he is and has been for his team, do you think there's an argument that could be made for some mighty swing here to get some splash damage out?
Let's see. I don't really think he does enough damage to do it. I mean, how much does Mighty Swing do at most? Even if it's 30%, what is it? It's like 30 damage?
60% at most.
60? So
Yeah.
what is that? It's like 40, almost 50?
Yeah, about 50-something right now, yeah.
But I guess with his ult, maybe it's a little bit more. But I think the stats are more useful because you get more stuns,
Yeah.
more health. But
Oh, we do have a lot of fight coming up here, though. We see the counter kill, though, on both Hammerstorm and Tundra. They jumped Trafmudor right there, but just did not work out whatsoever. The Hellborn team was ready to respond big time, and Trafmudor, once again, the big case of baiting right there, ends up getting the double tap out of it. So very good news for them. And, of course, he does have that Cadaver Armor now. Now has 3 charges on that. So that is going to start stacking up. So tdM takes a... That was big for them right there. And in such a close game where both teams kind of have that really aggressive early game lineup, that is big. And tdM right now, they gained a lot out of that.
yeah, I guess that's really the main thing that they're doing with Devour. It's just like it's bait him.
Yeah.
You know, he's got that disable that didn't even allow Hammerstorm to. Oh wow.
Yeah, we see Wild Soul. I was actually catching that on camera. Wild Soul had his ultimate form activated, so he probably figured, you know what, I'm a little bit beefier now. I should be fine with those Mystic Vestments. No, Pebbles jumps in, gets him to about half life, and then Devour joins the party and helps to finish him off. So Wild Soul again kind of pushing up a little bit right there, and, well, ends up getting picked off yet again. So tdM, even getting bigger and better as this game progresses. 5,000 experience lead, 3,200 gold lead, and counting.
Yep, I think once the Pebbles got the portal key, that was probably the huge turnaround in this game because you saw it within a minute he killed Hag and then he ran over and killed Wild Soul. So I think tdM's in good position if they keep doing what they're doing to win this game.
Yeah, it's, you go back to the laning phase, and obviously very difficult for them, and they chose to commit a lot into that Hammerstorm, making sure that he got the most farm possible and was the most efficient. And initially it looked like it may have been going somewhere, but I think Wild Soul really hasn't had anywhere near the impact that Fit was hoping for, too. And that's, what we're talking about while he's in that jungle, how they're really going to need to him have a very good time to have a solid chance in this game. But, he is starting to farm a little bit more. It seems like now is safer in his jungle, going for that Maka Brilliance as it looks like 1,800 gold saved up. So that's kind of the direction I believe that's where he's headed in at least.